Hello, and welcome to the broadcast with Amanda, Shandy, and Colleen. My name is Colleen.
My name is Amanda.
And I'm Shandy.
Welcome to the show, everybody. This is Season 7, Episode 22, Episode number 292, and I am giddy because it is our annual holiday movie episode, my favorite episode that we record every year. I love talking about the holiday movies. Yay!
Yay! Me too. It was a good crop this year. I'm excited to discuss.
I know. You know, there was no Christmas Prince. I will say that. But there was a lot of good contenders.
There was also no Vanessa Hudgens.
I know.
I am now realizing.
I kept refreshing, and I was like...
the Princess of Christmas has let us down this year.
I know. I was very sad about that. As promised last week, I have my Aunt Colleen's Christmas movie watching mug.
Nice. Oh my God, I love it.
Full disclosure, that's not what's in this, but my family has the flu. Both Zachary and Alex have the flu. Alex got came down with the flu on Friday, and then Zachary woke up on Monday not feeling well. Hopefully, by the time this episode is out, everyone's back to school. But I was starting to not feel well on Saturday morning, and I realize a lot of it now in retrospect was completely psychosomatic because the second I calmed down, I was fine. But I've been taking the Emergen-C, which I think that airborne, all that stuff that you have to drink is disgusting. I truly cannot drink the powdered stuff. It's so disgusting to me. And my sister recommended the raspberry flavored one, so picked that up over the weekend, and I took it and on Saturday morning, and then the following day, Jay was like, "Why are you choking it down?" No, he was like, why don't you like it? And I was like, it tastes like a really gross White Claw, like a White Claw without alcohol. And he was like, well, why don't you just add alcohol to it? So I totally took it. I totally took it on Sunday and yesterday with vodka. I waited until 8 o'clock at night and I did the Emergen-C with vodka and water.
A spoonful of vodka.
I did a.
That's what they say.
I put it in the bigger glass, like instead of the so this like big, like, what is this, a 16-ounce glass? It was a little smaller than this. I did it in like I did it in a little bit of smaller glass than this one. This is giant which one. So I did that, and I filled that up with, like, you know, water, like, 3/4 of the way, and then put ice, and then put vodka, and, like, mixed it together. I was like, I can't. And then I was like, oh, now this tastes like a very pleasant White Claw.
I have to give points for activity.
Yeah.
And you know what? I have felt great and energized.
There you go. I mean, you really can't fault this plan.
You know what? At least I got sick now, not during dry January. That's all I'm saying. I didn't get sick. At least the threat was here now.
Yeah. You dodged a bullet.
I dodged a bullet because I would just be like, give me the flu. I can't take this. It's so gross.
Yeah.
And then on Saturday night, I saw Shandy's concert, and it was wonderful. Yay!
Yes, I really appreciated the live texting updates. It really made my night. I was like sitting here watching one of our Christmas movies, Bum Lonesome, and I was like, "Oh, this is great! Oh, yay! Oh, a clip!"
When we got to that part, I was like, "This is the best part," and I think Amanda likes it too. And I was so glad. Yeah, it is because everybody comes in. It's like different sides, and it's just like so wonderful and magical.
Aww. Well, and I also realized, so was it the full Messiah or was it just the Hallelujah chorus?
Yeah.
They did the first
Messiah,
and the third.
Part the first plus Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was only an hour of it, not the full 4 hours.
Okay. So now did everyone stand up during the Hallelujah?
Oh, yeah, they did.
Yeah, that is tradition.
Sure did.
But you could tell the people that had been there before versus the people that hadn't because they stood up. It was, you know, like when Here Comes the Bride plays and like someone that's never been to a wedding doesn't know to like stand up.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. But yeah, everybody sounded wonderful, Shandy. Good job.
Oh,
Yeah, the clip was very
Yay.
good. And I feel like clips of choir performances often sound like duty, even if they sounded good in the space. And the clips sounded good. So, like, I imagine you guys sounded even better.
high praise.
Yeah.
It was really fun to do it with the symphony orchestra. Like, we obviously have not been rehearsing with them, so our first time was earlier in the day on Saturday, and it was like, oh yeah, this is gonna sound good. And a lot of it is solos, and we also hadn't been rehearsing with the solos, and some of the actually all the soloists were great, but like, oh, damn,
Yeah.
that was also like, I was telling Colleen, I feel like, when you go to your like community production of the Nutcracker, it's like all the community kids, and then they always have like a couple of actual professional like ballet dancers that do like the adult parts, and like that's kind of how I felt like we were the community kids, and then all of a sudden there were these like professional ass singers. It was really fun though.
I do love a Messiah.
It was really good. If Shandy does it next year, Amanda, you should try to come down.
I mean, I used to go see it. Julia used to sing it with her choir, would perform it at Carnegie Hall, and that was always like such a real treat, like because they were just like this like 200 person like very legit choir, and it was always like such a nice way to do the season. And it's like I miss it. It's like such a fun, beautiful, like theatrical piece of music. Like it's
they do it every year.
Yeah.
It is the Christmas tradition here, and I mean, as it is in a lot of places, but the choir and the symphony join up to do it every year, and it's free, and it was fun.
And it's free. That's great.
It was in a big ass Baptist church.
Oh, the best. All right, I'll have to save some miles for the end of the year next year.
And I also got to watch Frank discover the Bible in real time, so that was fun. And as you know, we were reading along the program, and I was like, "Look, this is called 'And Then a Virgin Gets Knocked Up.'"
And they make up a convenient lie.
Allegedly. 'Tis the season, Shandy.
Wait, are you saying allegedly to which part?
Anything that you're thinking. The answer is allegedly.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that it would be easier to believe that Immaculate Conception actually happened, or that they made up a convenient lie.
Hey,
anyway,
we didn't have to move the car that day. Alternate side parking was in effect. So
Yes.
Cool.
That's what the people outside of the inn said. They were like, "We don't have to move our donkeys today."
No. I think it was like last week. Daniel's like, "Oh, I don't have to move the car. It's Immaculate Conception."
Oh, the Feast of Immaculate
Sorry,
Conception. It's on December 8th. That's right. I knew that as a Catholic. We celebrated that. We had to go to church. It's a holy day obligation. Usually my mom will send us a reminder. She didn't this year. I feel like, wow, I feel like something has shifted. She didn't remind me this year. Yeah.
Wait. You're telling me that Mary immaculately conceived on December 8th?
No. That's just the day they celebrate it. They keep everything within season.
Line up.
Right.
No. They just celebrate.
It's all based around a pagan holiday calendar anyway.
Yes. But that's either too long or way too short.
Well, Easter's not the same day every year because it's the day you celebrate when these things happen. And Jesus was allegedly born. Pagan. Right, and
just saying, like, if he was born on
the Christian figure of Jesus was allegedly born in the summertime, which actually would then line up with the December birthday, but whatever. A December conception, however, that's the date that it is generally celebrated. I'm pretty sure it's December 8th.
I just know it was recently because, again, alternate side parking was suspended that day. So that's the only reason I knew it was even a thing. Thought Daniel was kidding. No, apparently it's real.
Wow. See? And the Italians and the Catholics in New York complain that they're the real persecuted ones.
Right.
Anyways, next week we're going to be live over Zoom for our last new show of the year. That is on Tuesday, December 20th. Same link as always. We will be here at 9 o'clock sharp. I'm very excited to celebrate the last broadcast with you all. That's 9 o'clock Eastern. So please put that into your little calculator if you don't know what time that is for you. And then we will be off the following week. And then on approximately January 6th, the bloopers will be out. So,
Hooray.
hooray. All right. You guys want to talk some Christmas movies? I'm very excited.
Love nothing more.
All right. I think we decided that we are going to start. Everybody watched different movies, full disclosure. So there was a couple movies all of us watched, but there are other movies that some of us watched and two of us watched, one of us watched, blah, blah, blah. None of the movies on here, though, did none of us watch. Everybody watched at least one. At least one of us watched one of the movies on here.
Yes. Correct.
One of us might have even watched just half of it, but we're going to count it.
Count
it.
If Netflix counts it, we can count it.
Exactly.
Counts as a view.
Exactly. All right. The first movie we're going to talk about is Lindsay Lohan's movie, her return to Hollywood, Falling for Christmas. And in classic Christmas movie name fashion, the basic premise. Oh, I guess I should say mild spoilers for all of these, except for Spirited, in which we're going to spoil the fuck out. So,
there's no way we can have an accurate, meaningful discussion about that one without spoiling it.
But we are going to save that till the end because just in case you haven't watched it, then you can skip over to the break. But everything else will have minor light spoilers, if any. Yeah. Okay. Don't even think anything. Just listen.
And honestly, for most of them, it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't really fucking matter. They're all the same.
End.
Exactly.
The first 5 minutes, you got it.
Literally every movie ends up with people falling in love. Okay.
Yeah.
So Falling for Christmas, Lindsay Lohan's. We were very excited a year ago when we found out that she was going to be doing this. And in classic Christmas movie fashion, there's a pun in the title, Falling for Christmas, because she falls on this is the plot. It's not spoilery. She falls when she's skiing, hits her head, has amnesia.
Yes. In real life, she would have died.
That's what Jay said.
Yeah. This whole movie is just like, this is like...
That is not how cliffs and mountains work.
Yeah,
that's what Jay said.
Or...
As when she hit the tree, he was like, she'd be dead. And I was like, you watch Home Alone too, where they get bricks thrown at their head.
We all know that's,
All right.
In the world of Christmas movies.
In the world of Christmas movies, she has a better chance.
Amnesia.
Yeah. She's a better chance of surviving hitting her head on a tree than she does getting a brick thrown at her head 4 fucking times. But okay.
That's true. Also, though, her fiance would have definitely died of hypothermia.
Yes, also because he was soft.
Absolutely.
It's like, do they know what cold feels like? Come on.
Yeah. You have to suspend your your beliefs.
But that's what you have to do with all these movies. Like, okay,
exactly. It's like,
fair enough.
We really love Vanessa Hudgens movies where her accent just changes on a whim.
Yeah, exactly.
So we really can't talk.
And she's going to made up countries, and yes.
Right. It's like there is something when you watch these movies that you're just sort of have to just accept the world from which they exist in, and you just can't think too hard about it because otherwise you will make yourself
exactly, like Aldovia.
And sad. Exactly.
I will say I genuinely enjoy this movie a lot, but I do think that if we're gonna do points, Vanessa Hudgens 1, Lindsay Lohan 0. I will give the first Princess Switch the crown here. It's literally Christmas Mad Libs, and I know that Maggie actually sent us something, which let me just read now, because I feel like this actually basically aligns with this and everything else. So. Maggie had sent us this Facebook post. So my Mad Libs holiday Hallmark movie generator, when her blank relative needs help with their blank type of food business, successful blank high paying profession, lady's name, runs to rural state, insert state from insert big city, to help with the help of an adjective, local profession, quote, parentheses, who teaches her about the real holiday activities. She learns the true spirit of the holiday. And
100%.
Yeah.
that is 100% what this movie felt like to me. I didn't hate it. I enjoyed the fuck out of it. I thought that it was too short. Like, I think that there were points where they skipped from, like, they met to she was doing chores, and they made it sound like she was doing chores in, like, 3 weeks' time, but it was, like, 2 days. I felt like some of that was kind of rushed. But I also had some really fun thoughts, like, at one point he's describing his daughter, and he's like, Abby gets so excited about Christmas, like he's trying to explain, like, her quirky side, and I'm like, she's a fucking kid, of course she gets excited about Christmas.
Yeah. Well, also, it's like it.
How do you
And
not,
again, suspending your disbelief. It's like,
how did he
are
not
they
know
in
who she was?
Right, but are they in the Alps? And if they're in the Alps, why does everyone have an American accent?
Except for the
In
fiance.
Colorado.
Except for the fiance, who managed to change her accent like 16 times at one point. I was like, am I high? No, I'm not. Why does he keep changing his accent?
Well, and like the only people of color like own a ski lodge in like maybe this Alps place, or are we in Colorado? I don't know.
I assumed it was like Maine or Canada.
I swear I saw a Swiss flag at the beginning, like all these sort of chalets and things.
Very
I mean, it makes
confusing.
more sense
Now
if
I
it's
feel
in
like I need to
Colorado
Google
because,
this.
again, everyone had American accents, and it's very hard to be like, where is this tiny scenic village where everyone's American?
Exactly. Well, the guy from Glee didn't know how to do another accent, so they decided to make them all American.
Lindsay Lohan, not known for her accents.
No. That one time with the Parent Trap, she did okay.
Okay, so I just Googled it, and both of the inns that they film in are actually real inns in Utah.
Oh!
So, yeah, they're in Salt Lake City and Park City.
Okay, well, that
Okay, that's
checks.
good to know. Okay, that's great to know.
Okay, my next suggestion
stand
was
corrected.
they lived in the mountains where Yellow Jackets took place.
Right.
Well, just keep going up north.
Right. Okay, great. I stand corrected. Love that.
But again, I don't understand how he didn't recognize her, and that even though it was only 2 days,
Yes.
nobody recognized her. She was a famous heiress.
Well, also,
she had
he
those
met her.
big-ass
He
Sunglasses on.
I mean, like just what the day before he spilled his coffee on her. You
Yeah.
would think that would like that's like a kind of a
Right, and
embarrassing
even
thing to
like with
happen.
Sunglasses.
okay, but Jay said the big sunglasses too. But like if like the big sunglasses, she didn't know
Just
how
very
to.
distinctive hair.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
but
Again, you
even-
have to
even
suspend
that-
your disbelief. Here.
She didn't know how to make a bed. She didn't know how to like do anything. Like I would be like, this sounds familiar. Like maybe like this spoiled bitch that doesn't know
Maybe it's
anything.
that redheaded heiress I met
Yesterday.
36 hours ago.
However, I did actually no, I'm gonna save that till the end. Oh, at one point he was like, I don't want a handout, and I was like, but do you want a hand job? And also, okay, so the dead wife's mother gives her a fucking Valentine's Day hoochie dress to go to Christmas, the Christmas charity with. Jay and
I I did sort of pause and walk away at that point. This was the one movie that like I felt very like ADD, like I couldn't sit still and just watch it. I had to keep getting up and going and do something. It like didn't hold my attention.
Okay,
Like,
I didn't have that problem, but Jay and I kept pausing it at that point when like, his mother-in-law was like, you need to let it go, and we were like, let what go? Your dead daughter? Like, this is so weird. Like, I get it, but maybe you could be like, keep her in your heart. But it's okay. She'd want you to be happy. But he was just like, was just like, you need to let it go. And we were like, wow, that's really harsh.
Also, like, what, like, tween girl, like, after their mom dies, just like, I just want my dad to find love again.
Right?
Right.
Also, Jay and I think that was the girl from that Advent Calendar movie that I watched last year.
She also is on Sesame Street.
Oh, maybe that's where we know her from.
Yeah, you might know her from Sesame Street. She's got two dads. She's very cute character on Sesame Street.
She's very cute.
She's very cute, yes.
Okay, so I don't know. I just was okay. Again, suspension of disbelief. It was just like, all right, how far away did Ted fall? Jay also thought that he was gonna find like his own romance story with like the fisherman dude who was off the grid.
That was very bizarre.
It was so bizarre. And we're like, how far away did he fall? Like he fell 4 days hike in like an hour? Like I don't understand. And also, okay, Jake is such a great guy. He's poor, but he donates to charity and he volunteers all his time, even though he's a single dad and it's an elementary kid. And we were just like, yeah, in real life, this dude is the biggest creep in the world that is doing all that stuff to cover it up. Come on, in real life, they're always the creepy ones.
Yeah.
But that said, okay, my final thought before I say something nice was, did you all notice in the very last scene where her dad, was that Jack Wagner? I should have looked it up. It looked like Jack Wagner. Was that who it was?
Oh, I don't know.
Well,
I think so. Let's look it up.
Okay. But the dad and Cord Overstreet's character, what was his name? Jake. They had the same hair, and Jay just looks at me and is like, wow, she has a type. Her type is her dad.
Hey, you nailed it. It was, in fact, Jack Wagner.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, good job. You did it.
I'm so good. And then something nice. I really like that they set it up that her mom, the dead mom, that her mom, grandma, was so eager for Jakey to bone somebody else to, just reel that daughter right out of his hair. Her like whole wish was for them to be happy and taken care of, and then the Santa magic, and like, moms are behind Santa, so like the magic took care of them both, and it's like the mom's wish came true in a way. I thought that was really sweet.
Okay. Yeah, that's sweet. Also, did you notice the like big song towards the end of the movie?
Oh, that was Ali Lohan's song?
Sure was.
I saw that on Instagram.
Well, we turned on the closed captions on movies like a long time ago, and just I don't know how to turn it off, so now we just watch everything with captions. But in this case, it was very helpful.
Yeah. Did anybody notice that Lindsay Lohan's plastic surgery makes her look a lot like her mom in certain...
Yes. Also a lot older. I know plastic surgery is supposed to make one look younger, but it feels like she looks older trying to look younger.
Her face is just pulled very tight. In some scenes, though. In other scenes, she actually looked like herself.
Yeah. I think overall, I like, in terms of her acting, I feel like I walked away being like, it was very inconsistent. Like, it was very like, oh, right, she's a little rusty. She has not really acted in a long time, but there was like certain scenes where you're like, right. She was a good actress. Like, she does have something. She has some charisma to her.
See, I felt the same.
But overall, it was a very uneven performance.
Okay, see, I felt the same, but I would 100% tip the scales in when I was watching, and I was like, that's the Lohan charm. That's why we all loved Katie Haring and...
Right.
Like, I felt like I saw the charm and the Lohan-ness in her acting, especially when she was, when you weren't looking at her face so much, like, more often than not. And yes, the amount of work she's had done was sort of distracting in certain scenes, but like in other scenes, she did look like herself. But like there were other scenes where I was like, oh my God, she got like the Dina Lohan special on her face and I can't unsee it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I know Lindsay has she's very problematic and she has a lot of issues, but I don't know. You can't help but kind of root for her because you know that, part of it was the environment she was grown up in between two shitty fucking parents, and it's up to her to do the work to unfuck herself, and I kind of hope she's doing that because yeah,
it was nice to see her back. It was also like, I did think it was kind of interesting. So like the credits, it's like with most of these sort of cheesy Christmas movies, they have the sort of outtakes.
The outtakes were fun.
It was very fun, but it also felt a little like, Lindsay Lohan's a real person. Look how fun she is to be around.
Okay, I had that same thought too, and I bought it. I was like, okay, look, she's okay.
I buy it. Like, oh, she really is like trying to be a real like human, and there was something very like charming about it, even though it did feel forced. I was still very charmed.
Yeah, agreed. All right, what is the next movie that we want to talk about? Unless Shandy, do you have anything to add?
No, it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Okay, well, the next movie we're going to talk about is Christmas with You with Freddie Prinze Jr. I think this was the first one I watched.
Same.
It's basically like the Jennifer Lopez movie Marry Me, except somewhat different premise in which, they don't get married on stage in the first scene. Spoiler alert.
And it's Christmas.
I really like this movie.
It was very cute. It did not have the budget that Falling for Christmas had. It was sort of like, okay, we have a, early aughts star trying to make a comeback, but I feel like Netflix like hedged their bets on the Lohan movie and like gave them the budget.
This one came out Did it come out last year or this year? This year.
It came out this year. They filmed it last year because they
That's
filmed
right,
it in my
your
neighborhood.
That's right.
Right.
But I loved it. I really liked it a lot.
It was very cute. It was also like, I think for me, like, because the house that like Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character lives in is in our neighborhood. Like it was a block away from where we used to live. And
wow.
So I know the house very well. And like, I remember when they were sort of shooting it and how they kind of had dressed the neighborhood. And it's like funny to sort of see like what they shot, like we were trying to figure out if they shot inside the house too, and like where. But then you see these other like cutaways of this town, and you're like, where have they decided this town is? Like they couldn't quite decide if it was very rural or kind of rural. You would see like reverse shots of the porch, and you'd be like, there's a bike lane, so it can't be that rural.
Interesting. Yeah, I only watched like the first 15 minutes of it. It was on in the background and then got distracted doing something else. But I do feel like I've seen it. It was pretty wild to see Freddie Prinze Jr. And I was saying off here before, I watched a movie. I want to say it was like back in October where I was like, I'm starting this early. I watched a Christmas movie and I mentioned it on the podcast. And I cannot for the life of me remember what it was called or what platform it's on or anything. So if anyone...
Actually, I may have written it down.
Then let me know, but I feel like it was very similar to this movie.
As we're doing this, I may have written it down. I should have thought about that.
This does sound vaguely familiar.
No, it does. So I think that they really missed a chance to call this movie of Christmas Prince.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. 100 times yes.
I'm just saying.
Just wild to see Freddie Prinze Jr.
I love that at the end she's wearing the copycat of J-Lo's green dress, but like a family-friendly version of it.
Yep. I also love the scene where she like leaves the SNL performance, and it was very clear like they had run out of money at that point.
Really, we can't. Lauren wants too much money, then we're
just like a curtain and like a TV screen, and they're like, "This is SNL."
Yeah, no, I really liked it. I recommend it. I love the scene where she's doing the tequila shots with the grandma.
Yeah.
That was just really fun. Yeah, and the whole cast. Like, it was one of those, like, rom-com Christmas movies that I really enjoyed watching. And I do totally recommend it. Yeah, like, if you go in there and you're like, this is going to be a low-budget J-Lo movie, you're going to really like it.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. It's like it doesn't ask that much of you. The story makes sense. The characters are really endearing. The music's actually pretty good. I really like the songs. Like the whole premise is that like, this pop singer wants to reconnect with her fan and kind of rehab her image, and she ends up writing a song with, the fan's dad, who's Freddie Prinze Jr., being all charming and Freddie Princey. And the song was actually very good.
Nice. And then after you're done with that, watch whatever the hell movie that was that I watched, where you'll see a male pop star singer dude fall in love with an ordinary chick.
Which I'm flipping through. This is something I'd write down. I can't find it. I see where I wrote down Three Wise Men and a Baby, which I did try to watch a couple of times and was not successful. But but I know it airs again at the end of this week, and I think I'm going to try for it. That and the Three Kittens of Christmas. I did tune in to Peacock at 4:00 today, and it was a different movie.
Oh gosh darn.
No.
Like, because you never go to Peacock, as we talked about last week or 2 weeks ago. Peacock.tv, they've got the Hallmark streaming, but Hallmark was airing a different movie from 4 to 6.
Well, shit.
I know. I tried, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. I mean, I'll figure it out. If not, there's always next year. Gonna make it happen at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, what's next? Christmas Story Christmas. I have a lot of thoughts about this one, but I can keep them all quick. Unless anybody else wants to start.
I didn't watch it.
Okay.
I meant to. I wanted to.
I thought it was cute.
I thought it was cute too. Oh my god, those blue eyes. They are the exact same as when he was a child. It is crazy.
Yeah. And I think it really, like, I think what sort of sets this up, not apart, but like what I really appreciated about this being, you know, a remake or a sequel that nobody asked for, was that they actually used all the kid actors as adults.
Yes.
And it really just like helped it feel like an extension of the world and not like a money grab it for a Christmas movie.
Yes.
You know? And I really like that was really fun to be like, wow, he looks just like he did when he was a kid. Like it's the same person. It just like it kept me in the world.
It did. I have to say, like, you know, was it a perfect plot? No. By any it wasn't, but it kept me in the world. Also, spoiler, he shot his daughter's eye out.
I know. Well, but like not exactly. But
not
like,
exactly.
The gag worked. The joke worked.
The joke worked. I'm not. Granted, I have not listened to anybody talk about it, but on social media, I have heard. As soon as it happened, I turned to Jen and I was like, "He shot her eye out." Oh my god, that was so funny. They have the Triple Dog Dare You reference. Oh, the bully ended up being a good dude.
Yeah.
I loved that. Like,
that was like a really nice
a good twist.
A good twist and like well earned. I feel like they like laid the track for that bit, so when it like reversed, you were like, "Oh,
yes.
That's nice. That's really satisfying."
Yes, I thought that was great. Let's see. So many callbacks. Oh, it was really cute that the daughter asked for the radiator for a 1966 whatever car.
Right.
The Santa scene. So I guess the whole controversy with they ruined Santa or whatever, I don't think for like little kids they're putting it all together. So spoiler, and actually, you know what? This might be helpful to any parents out there. So Ralphie and his wife go on this massive Christmas buying spree to get things that are on sale and like get it all at once. And they, they leave them in the car. He shoots his daughter's eye out and the stuff gets stolen. And they don't have a lot of money because Ralphie is currently out of work. And they don't know how they're going to have presents for Christmas. And it's never explicitly said like Santa can't come this year. But because the ending, it's not like the way Home Alone ends. Because if you think about it, Home Alone also, Home Alone 2 ends with Christmas, with Santa being spoiled. Because Santa doesn't come to the hotel room. It's the toy, Mr. What's-His-Face? Shandy, what's the toy maker in Christmas store, in Home Alone 2?
You'd think I would know.
I know, right? I just watched it too. But that he sends it and it says that. So like, you know, oh my god.
The guy that's right.
Right?
Yeah.
So like it's the same, it's actually the same kind of principle as
Duncan.
that, except
Duncan's toy
Mr.
shop.
Duncan. So Mr. Duncan sends everything for Christmas Day. And in this movie, the Christmas presents get stolen and they talk about how they won't be able to get Christmas for the tree. It's grown-ups will put it together, but like I don't think kids will put it together. And then the solution is there are Christmas presents, but it doesn't come from Santa. Same way it doesn't come from them. It comes from another character in the movie without spoiling it. And I don't think that really Like I could understand if you're looking for something to make a big deal about, because that's what the Fox News crowd does, is like they need to make a big deal about something. I could see where they would be like, oh, they ruined Santa. But how many other movies have we seen where like Home Alone 2 is like your prime is example right there, like
Right. It's no more egregious than like any other movie because it's all in the spirit of like the holiday spirit. Ultimately.
Right. And at the end of the
it also like it depends on how your family did Santa. Like in my family, Santa brought us each one present. Like, and the rest of the presents came from like the people they came from.
Yeah.
So like
us too.
It was never that like Santa brought all the presents. Like, no.
Okay, see now in my family, Santa brought all the fun stuff and my parents gave us all the clothes.
Oh yeah, no, ours was always split, but like some of it was from Santa and some of it was
and Jay had like all of the gifts came from like Santa. So like we've been trying to find a happy median. So like you know.
Well, you can go the poor route and have one present from Santa. But it was always the best present.
Yeah. It's yeah. That's as it should be.
Right.
You know, as parents, Santa should give the best present. But yeah, like I don't know. I don't think it spoiled Santa so much as any more than any other show that has like, you know, some kind of like Deus Machina ending for where the presents come from. This because the presents got stolen after like, you know, a Santa, the mall visiting Santa thing. And I feel like that's kind of like, but I don't know. I watched this, you know, 3 weeks ago at this point. So if I'm wrong, don't email me. Anything else on this? I really loved that the greatest thing he ever wrote was his dad's obituary.
I know. I love that too. And it does sort of set it up that like, because it sets it up for like him being the narrator of the first movie as like, you know, this like writer and like, it ended on a very nice note. Interesting fact, movie was filmed in Bulgaria.
Oh, really?
I know.
Aren't there a lot of things being filmed in Bulgaria, or is that just? Am I just thinking of Schitt's Creek?
I was just saying shit. I was thinking in my head. I was like, "That's some Schitt's Creek shit right there."
It's deeper, but if you go back and look at like all the credits, like all the names and stuff, it's like, oh, this was filmed in Bulgaria.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting, but that is really funny because I really thought Schitt's Creek too when you said that. A Schitt's Creek Christmas.
I'm
man,
totally here for
next
that.
year.
Yeah. A Shitsmas, if you will. Let's see. I really loved that. And the obituary, it ends with the obituary that starts with the story about the BB gun.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really lovely touch. And for a movie that, you know, I think this movie will be better remembered in years to come than like right away because it has a lot of nostalgia. I think once people get over the fact that they were hoping to see like, you know, The Godfather 2 in this, I think it'll be remembered more fondly than like just like it was okay that I heard most people. Because I really did like it. I think there was a lot more inside jokes than that I picked up on that other people hadn't, like mentioned in reviews and stuff. So I think that this will be one of those movies that every year will be, you know, more and more of a legend.
Yeah, this was a tough one to decide to go back and make a sequel to so many years later, and I do feel like they were aware of that, and it did feel like there was some intention brought to it and not just like, oh, sequels and reboots are popular right now, we should do one too.
Agreed.
But I agree. Like, will I ever love this one as much as the original? Probably not. But like, would I give it another chance? Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Agreed. Let's see. Do we have any others that we both watch? All three of us watched before we do Spirited. That's going to be our last one. Okay. So then, Amanda, you want to talk real quick about Muppet Family Christmas? Just as delightful as always.
Just as delightful as always. I laugh at the same spots every time. Mine, the Icy Patch, will never get old.
Yes.
Ever. And it's just so much singing. It's just great. It's perfect. I love it. The version I watched on YouTube this year had far too many ads for my liking. So I will not watch that one again. I will watch a different one. But, it's still, I love it. I will watch it every year.
When I was a kid, I thought this movie was like 2 hours long, like it was a movie. So I was very shocked to learn it was only 46 minutes long.
Yeah, it's a TV movie.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's an hour movie for television. So that means, it's like 46 minutes. Get a factor in for commercials.
Well, I also watched it off of VHS tape that my parents had taped it, so we had commercials in it. So I wonder if that's why I always thought it was much longer than it was, because we had to fast forward the commercials.
Yep. Oh, probably.
Yeah. But it was just as wonderful as I remembered it. I had actually forgotten a lot of the Miss Piggy stuff.
Yeah. Miss Piggy is like kind of a badass in a lot of ways. She's out there trying to like push the car out of the snow herself. Like everyone always gets on Miss Piggy like she's like some prissy diva, but like she's pretty tough.
Well, I think she can be a prissy diva because when she needs to be, she knows that she can throw down.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I love it.
Super tough.
There's Fraggles. There's Muppet characters. To go back to Sesame Street, Elmo, not really there because Elmo was not a big character in the late 80s.
We
like,
actually
see him in the background, and you're like, right, he was just one of the monsters. He wasn't like a character.
Jay actually explained that to the boys while we were watching it. He was like, they were like, Elmo! And he was like, yeah, Elmo wasn't that big back then. That's why you're not really seeing him. That's so funny you say that. We literally had the exact same conversation on Friday.
Yeah. Well, because you watch Sesame Street now, and it's like the Elmo show. Like Elmo is the narrator, and like in the late 80s, it was Big Bird. Like Big Bird was still like the be all end all, and like the characters. It was just like more spread out amongst. It was more of an ensemble. I feel like Sesame Street of our era, and now it's more of a like leading player sort of dynamic.
Yeah.
But I digress. Muppet Family Christmas. Still the best. Still love it. We'll watch it every year. I love it.
Looking forward to watching it again next year.
Yep.
I think there's a new Muppet Christmas for this year that Jay put on for the boys while they were sick yesterday. But I was in and out trying to do work and clean up that I didn't really get to watch it. And I asked Jay, I was like, which one is this? I don't recognize it. He's like, I think this is the new one. So...
I just hope it's not that same voice that did the Haunted Mansion one where it was
Kermit?
Like, where it was like not real Kermit and like wasn't even close.
That Kermit's so not great.
Yeah, come on.
Not great.
Yeah, we can do better. We can and should do better.
Exactly. Okay, real quick. Some of the others I watched Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas. I give it 2 thumbs up. I was expecting to roll my eyes hardcore. It does not center around Peter so much, aka Chris Pratt's character. It's mainly Drac and what's her face, the bug girl.
Yeah.
I'm blanking on her name.
What is her name? I couldn't tell you. I think even if you said it, I would be like, sure.
I would if you said it, but it centers around them and Kevin Bacon.
Fun! Anything with Kevin Bacon.
And he's super fun.
Was he dancing? He's dancing band, and he has to bring it back. He's
the butt of the joke. They think Christmas is banned, and he has to bring it back. But
oh my god, even better!
He's the butt of the joke most of the time, and he is really into it. Like it's super
you sold
fun.
This for me. I'm gonna go back and watch it.
It's really fun. His band plays at the end.
The Bacon Brothers.
Yeah, I super recommend it. No, I don't super recommend it. I recommend it if you're into the Marvel stuff because there's some stuff that may move the plot along in the future, but also it's really fun. Like it's mindless fun. So 2 thumbs up for that. I recommended a few weeks ago the Noel Diary on Netflix, which I just, is sweet. I like the characters. The timeline in that movie doesn't really make sense, but neither does the one in Falling for Christmas or any of these.
Right.
So, but if you're looking for something that's sweet, and the drama is not the 2 of them having a fight. So that was actually a really nice change of pace. I liked that. So, the Noel Diary, it's the guy from This Is Us that plays one of the brothers, the triplets. He's in it. That Christmas on Mistletoe Farm, Zachary and I talked about. It's like a thumbs medium. I don't think we're going to be rewatching it. I watched yesterday A Christmas Catch on Netflix. So Netflix kept recommending this to me. You know how they 86% point of your likes? So they kept recommending this to me. And the description is a police officer falls for her subject or whatever, like her perp. And I was like, no, this sounds like Castle all over again. Like, I should love it, but like, I'm looking for like rich novelist, Mary's ski instructor kind of stuff. Like, I'm not really looking
That's more my vibe right now.
Yeah, like, I'm not looking for Castle the Christmas story. And then I was like, fine. So I ended up watching it, and I loved it. My algorithm knows me. I really liked it. It had everything I wanted. Mystery, forbidden romance. The mom is the chief of police, and the daughter is a detective, and she's terrible at flirting, so everyone's in on the joke. I don't know. I really liked it. It's from, I think, 2019. I recommend it. If you want to watch a Christmas, one of those cheesy Hallmark movies on Netflix, even though it's a Netflix movie, I do. I really liked it. It was fun. My algorithm knows me. 2 thumbs up. And then the last one that I did, which I only got halfway through, or 3/4 of the way through, was Jay and I went to see Violent Night.
Right.
Oh, you did?
We went to see it on Friday afternoon. And as we were, I think there was about 35 minutes left, we got the call that Alex had 101 fever and we had to pick him up. And because the flu had been going around his class, and we were like, fuck, he has the flu. And he had the flu. So I had told him it was 4:30, and I was like, we'll be there at 5:15. And then I went back, because I'd answered the phone. I went back to Jay, and I was like, I told him we'd be back at 5:15. He was like, seriously? He's sick. We need to go now. And I was like, but the movie's not over yet. He was like, come on. I was like, fine. I was willing to leave, but I was also a little like, man. But I really want to go back and rewatch it because I want to know how it ends. And spoiler alert, I know how it ends, obviously. But the gist of the movie is, what if Die Hard was Santa Claus? That's it.
Okay.
That's it. The real Santa Claus. Not a dude dressed up as Santa Claus. But what if Bruce Willis's character in Die Hard was Santa Claus? Simple, beautiful.
Yeah, not really my type of movie, but I like that for you. I'm glad you liked it.
Yes.
Was really into it before we had to leave.
Love that for you. Probably will not go see it. But,
I was really into it. I'm just saying. You probably wouldn't. There's, your graphic violence, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
I'm much more like singing of the songs.
Singing of the songs.
And punching of the people.
Yes. John Leguizamo was in this. He was also in The Menu, which I saw.
I do like John Leguizamo.
So he's in this as the bad guy, and then he was in The Menu that I saw a month ago, and he was also Bruno in Encanto. So, like, I just, when he came on screen on Friday, I leaned over to Jay. I was like, is John Leguizamo, like, having a renaissance, or does he just need money? Is this like a Nick Cage situation? Like, why is he? He's in everything lately.
A Leguizance? It's not quite right. I'm missing a syllable.
No. You got that. I got it. I thought that was perfect. But yeah, I feel like he's in everything lately.
And I'm fine with that. I'm here for it.
My goal is I am going to go, even if I have to go by myself at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday morning, I am going to go see the end of this movie. I'm very excited. I really want to see it. And then I know, Amanda, you watched Your Christmas or Mine. I have half an hour left. I'm very excited to see where it's going. Do you want to talk
It's very cute. I stumbled upon it last night because for the first time in broadcast history, I finished my homework early. So
Nice.
Wasn't like frantically watching things up until the moment we recorded.
That was me.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, I could watch something else. And so I was like, oh, Netflix, I wasn't really feeling anything. Hulu wasn't loading. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to check out Prime. We haven't really done anything on Prime, and it was right there on the homepage. I was like, oh, it's Asa Butterfield from Sex Education, who we love. And I was like, you know what? Let's give this a whirl. And I'm glad I did, because it was delightful.
Yeah.
It was, it is in the same vein as all the other movies. It's like very predictable. It's very easy. It like doesn't ask a ton of you. It's fun to watch him. So he plays a college age student. And it's like a new romance with like this girl that like they met at college and they're going home to their like respective families for Christmas. And they decide like last minute to like change trains and surprise the other to like go home with them for Christmas.
It's a real O. Henry twist.
Yeah. Yeah. So they like end up spending Christmas without each other, but with their respective family. And it's very, very sweet. Like it's very easy watching. It's very funny. It's a lot of like British actors you've seen in other things that like you really enjoy. And I highly, highly recommend. I'm glad I stumbled upon it. I really liked it.
Nice.
I agree. If we finish early enough, I'm hoping to finish the last, bit that I have. So
might have to watch it before now and Christmas or after.
Or after. It's like low key Christmas. It's like, it was very cute.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, let's talk about Spirited.
Oh my God, let's do it. I've been waiting on conversation. I've loved this movie.
So that was when I was starting to get stressed because I hadn't watched it yet. And I know that you guys were both really excited about it. But I watched it when I got home from work today. So finished it like a half an hour before we started recording. I feel like, good afternoon, bitches. I am ready to discuss.
I will say, though, before we jump too much into the conversation, knowing nothing about this movie and just like sitting down and watching it was like an utter delight in every way. Like all I knew was that, Colleen, you said you were going to watch it. It had Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds in it. And that was it. That's all I knew. And it was a delightful way to go into that movie. So anyone who does not want to be spoiled, please stop listening now if you want that experience, because I do recommend it. Was
Look at the show notes right now. I swear I will put the timestamp in the show notes for when this conversation starts, give or take 30 seconds for commercials, and when it ends. Anyway, super great. Okay.
Great. Welcome back. Didn't you love that movie? I know. It was great. Okay, let's all talk about it as people.
Let's talk about it. And let's all agree that the episode title is going to be "You Just Got Christmas Carol, Bitches."
Yeah. Oh my God. Like, had to stop the movie.
I was laughing so hard.
Rewind it, watch it again. Laughed just as hard.
Oh my God. I texted you guys. I was like, guys, I know what the episode title is going to be. And Amanda was like, I gotcha. Because they just set it up so well. And then I had totally forgotten about it by the time he was like, you just got Christmas Carol, bitch.
Anytime you have Tracy Morgan in anything, like it was perfect casting. It was perfect.
Oh my God, yes, it was really
great use of Tracy Morgan.
Yes, a great use of Tracy Morgan. Anyway, okay, I love that Rose Byrne's name was Karen.
Yes.
I love the songs, especially the song where, like Ryan Reynolds was selling himself to us. I was like, man,
we're bringing back Christmas.
Yeah.
Also, PSA, the cast album is on Apple Music. It's all I've been listening to lately. It's very good.
Nice.
That's awesome. Nice. I know. I need to check it out because I remember you saying that. It's funny. So the song that like Marley sings, I just noted it sounds like a Phantom of the Opera song.
Yes. Well, and a lot of the music is done by the same people that did Dear Evan Hansen and La La Land.
Oh, that makes sense.
Which is why, like, if you were thinking, like, it sounded very much like Dear Evan Hansen, that is why. I think they were, like, the lead writers on, like, 80% of the score.
Okay. So the twist. I saw the twist coming when the scene started, but I did not see it until the scene started. And...
yeah, I think I had a sort of thought that like maybe it was going there, but it was, I think once he sort of started to move behind the door and like, I'm like, oh, okay. I think I know where this is going.
I saw it coming, but it wasn't confirmed until they said it, and then I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Clever.
He's
It was very clever.
Scrooge!
It was good.
But then it got me thinking, like, oh, was this like something that was in trailers? Like, how much is this like? Would this have been spoiled if I came into this movie like knowing anything?
I don't think it was.
It wasn't. Because
Yeah.
I went back and I watched the trailer.
Okay.
I watched all the bonus content. Like, I went in down hard. I went deep with this movie.
Oh my god.
I watched all the bonuses.
Oh my god.
It was my kind of movie. This was my jingle jangle this year.
This is
I
your
am
jingle
here
jangle?
for the singing and the dancing Christmas movies.
Amanda's
Always,
jingle
all of
jangle.
them. I will watch the crap out of them. I will watch the bonus material.
Well,
I'm here for them.
I think Blake Lively posted on Instagram a very short video clip from them rehearsing one of the dance scenes, and she just wrote, "Is it possible to get pregnant while pregnant?" And then Ryan Reynolds commented, and she was like, "I was talking about Will Ferrell." I think "Good Afternoon" is going to become a meme in zeitgeist
so funny.
of the internet. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've said "Good Afternoon" since I've watched this movie.
I don't think I have.
Good afternoon. There was a Judi Dench cameo.
Yeah.
That was great.
She's a national treasure.
The sister is Ted Lasso's ex-wife.
Oh.
I thought she looked familiar, and I didn't know why.
Yeah, Jay pointed that out. He's really good at that game. I'm terrible at that game. The dude that was dressed up as Elf in the present day.
Yes, loved that.
That was hilarious
There was
joke.
all sorts of little elf Easter eggs here and there. Just like Will Ferrell does a Christmas movie, certain lines he delivered. It's like, oh, it's Buddy.
Yeah.
He's just channeling Buddy.
Yes. But I thought that the elf thing, that was a great joke. Octavia was great too. And they had a love song.
Yeah, I didn't know she could sing so well.
Me neither.
I was into it. Her song was great too. Played that one a lot.
Yeah. So the thing that eventually in Christmas Future that brought him back with the kid, I actually wondered if that was going to be the outcome, because in today's that's your logical outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, it's good to know that he had a line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Earlier in the night, I don't know if that would have been his line. So, I had one complaint with the movie, but let's talk more about the things that we loved about it before I can do my one complaint, unless you want to hear it.
Yeah, I think we're at that moment. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So my only complaint about the movie was the two unredeemables both died very shortly after being redeemed. And I feel that was kind of what's the point of being redeemed if I'm just gonna die really soon?
But I think that leans into the whole argument they were trying to make that it's not always so black and white in terms of good and bad. Mm-hmm. That we all have these shades of good and bad within us, and that the middle ground of accepting that you can be a good person that does bad things sometimes, and that there are also bad people that sometimes can do good things. It's just life.
Yeah, but still Jay saw, I as soon as we knew he died, I was like, oh, he's gonna switch places. But Jay saw that him dying before I did, because I think we had paused it to take a bathroom break or something, or maybe Alex woke up. I don't remember. We had paused it for a second in that scene, and before we hit pause, Jay was like, he's gonna die because the ball hit Karen at the start after she was unfrozen. When they were like, you've been redeemed, and then time unfroze and she got hit, and he was like, I think it's gonna hit him. And then, he was right when we unpaused it, and everything unfroze.
That was actually that was very clever.
Yeah.
That was very astute.
But as soon as he died, I was like, oh, they're gonna switch places, because
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah. I see what you mean, but it just wouldn't have worked any other way.
Yeah.
Because Will Ferrell had to have that nagging question of whether or not he would have lasted.
Right.
To have his motivation, and then
But I loved it. I loved it through and through. I'm excited to watch it again. I think it's going to be one of those movies when it comes on iTunes. I hope it just goes to HBO Max, but if it comes on iTunes, I think it's going to be one of those ones that we download so we have it and watch it again. Like, I loved it so much.
Yeah,
It was really fun.
It was such a treat, such a treat. I will watch it every year. I really I'm not kidding. I listen to the songs like on repeat.
That's awesome. I need to do that.
Yeah, they're so catchy. I had a little dance party for one in my kitchen on Saturday. Daniel went out to a concert with a friend. I put the baby to bed. I put it on, and I was like, making
oh my God, I love that!
I was like really like crazy person dancing, and I highly recommend it if you were stressed out in the holidays, like so many of us are. Do yourself a favor. Do that. You'll feel a lot better.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
So good.
Yeah, so no, I 100%. I mean, if you're listening now and you are listening just because you don't care about being spoiled, I recommend watching it. It's very good.
Yeah, very good. I loved.
By far my favorite.
I loved when Will Ferrell was like, basically saying like, "Oh, or like, I feel like we're becoming bros." I was gonna say friends, but.
Oh my God, yes.
Like, oh, yay for male friendship. You can be friends.
Yeah, no, it was great. This was my favorite out of all the ones we watched.
It was really great.
Yeah.
I hope the afterlife is a musical. Is all I'm saying.
That was hilarious.
I hope the afterlife is a musical.
Yeah.
I'm kind of I mean, this is not a movie that we need a sequel to, but I am gonna kind of miss seeing a sequel to it.
No, because it's like I could just watch it again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love that he Will Ferrell's character didn't even forget, because so often in these movies, like the person that had the experience that became like the real person as they lived their life, they'd forget more and more about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I love
The Good Place.
Yeah, like The Good Place. But I really enjoyed that. He was still like a part of it. It was really cool. I feel like, okay, he's when he eventually dies again, he's just gonna go back and be a producer in Marley's business or something. But all the thumbs up for me for this movie.
Yeah, big dance numbers, big choirs.
Tap is a really expressive.
Yeah, really expressive medium. There was tapping, there was stomp, there was...
But seriously, just like some of those lines were just like so funny. So simple, but so hilarious.
Yes. That's what makes like some of those like the best lines in these movies.
Yeah. I think just because it's just so random, like with his character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because he truly was the worst.
Yes. Oh my God. And did anybody else when he was in the very first scene you're introduced to him and he's talking to the senator and saying hit the tweet, did anybody else just automatically assume he was talking to Ted Cruz?
Mm.
Well, definitely a lot of the stuff when we're getting introduced to him, it was like, I feel like they're speaking very like obviously and openly about Republicans.
Absolutely.
Because if there's anybody that's going to fall for the real tree versus fake tree cultural war, it's going to be Republicans. Even the Republicans that own fake trees will somehow manage to convince themselves, but not me, all the liberals with fake trees.
It's like imagining if Steve Bannon was good looking.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine that.
I feel like that was like the question they were posing with that character.
Yeah.
Like what if he was charismatic and good looking?
Yeah.
And diabolical and awful.
Yeah.
All of the above.
Right?
Oh, but instead he's just the worst.
Instead he's just the worst.
Yeah. So good.
Amanda's going to lead us into our commercial break.
Oh, it's so good. So good. Go look up the soundtrack. We'll do it during the commercial break. It'll be so good.
Lead us into it. Go ahead.
No, I can't. I couldn't possibly.
All right, here we go. All right, we are back. We're ready to get into some feedback. The first bit of feedback we have comes from Matt, and it is the rules of Whamageddon. So here we are. 15 days into the month, 16 days as this airs. The rules are the objective is to go as long as possible without hearing Wham's Last Christmas, which I will not sing because if you're playing this game, you know it already. The second rule is it starts on December 1st and ends at midnight on Christmas Eve. The third rule is only the original version applies, so enjoy the fuck out of remixes and covers. The fourth rule of Whamageddon is you're out as soon as you recognize the song. So it's an honor system. The bonus rule is post on social media with Whamageddon hashtag when you get hit. Then pop. Well, we can't stop you from deliberately sending your friends. Wham, hell yeah. That's really funny. The intention is that this is a survival game, not a battle royale, so don't be a dick, okay?
I read the rules and it inspired me to immediately put on the song for my own personal enjoyment because I like it. It's a great song.
It's funny, Shandy.
I'm never going to play Whamageddon. It's a great song.
Shandy, while you were singing on Saturday, I actually looked at you at one point and your words rang out in my head where you're like, I don't want to be stressed out listening to Christmas music.
Huh.
You said that a week ago.
Wise words.
And I was like, Shandy said, I was listening to your Christmas music, like, Shandy has such a point. I don't want to be stressed out. And then I leaned over to Frank, and I was like, Noah's Ark was 2 animals, one of each sex.
Because he was reading the Bible. And
he was reading the Bible.
That Eve, he was discovering the story of the creation of Adam and Eve. And surprise, surprise, it's sexist. Which I will say, to go back to our spirited conversation, I forgot to say this at the time. My one critique with the movies, they kept saying they're talking about mankind. And like, you guys are like basically angels or something. I mean, you're like, in the good place or whatever it is that you want to call it in this movie. So you've reached some sort of like, higher moral ground.
Yeah.
Stop calling it mankind. What the fuck?
Yeah. I was too busy dancing to the songs to...
Yeah, and at first I was like, maybe
I'm enjoying myself. I can hear you being problematic. I'm enjoying the catchy tunes.
The first person to say it was Marley, and I was like, okay, maybe it's supposed to reflect that he's from an old era, but then it was everyone. Literally everyone. Come on. Other than that, it was great. And yeah, don't want to be stressed with Christmas music.
Yeah, that's fair. I like that.
I agree. Obviously, I had an epiphany. I got Christmas caroled myself because of Shandy.
Awesome.
Matt also has some good and bad news. The bad news is that the Bad Sex and Fiction has been canceled again. But this article he found explaining had some fun excerpts, including one involving comparing anatomy to the Titanic. And then also he says that Yellow Jackets, the good news is Yellow Jackets season 2 has been announced to premiere on March 26th, but will be streamable to subscribers 2 days early. Yes, I shared that with you guys when it came out. I am very excited for that. My sister Christy texted me this weekend, or me and my other sister Caitlin. She's like, I just started watching the show Yellow Jackets. It's really good. And I was like, oh my God. And actually, no, this was on Sunday. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry that you're telling me this after I had the emergency and vodka, because now you're going to get a fuckload of chatty Colleen-ness. So here we go. And she was like, oh, damn it. What did I get myself into? And I was like, so I watched the whole series at least twice. I talked about it for like 2 hours on the broadcast. And I spent like half a day on Reddit. So what do you want to know? And she's like, chill, I've only watched the pilot. And I was like, well, what are you waiting for? I'm very enthusiastic about this. I'm very excited. I can't wait. I've already watched season 2 in my mind 4 times. So very excited about this. But as far as the Bad Sex and Fiction Awards go, shall we save these excerpts for next week when everybody is with us?
Yes.
That sounds good.
Okay. Brian, not Brain, says, Egads, I'm officially behind the times. I've never seen any of these movies, though I do plan on watching Spirited and the Guardians of the Galaxy one. You should also watch, I don't know, Spirited. Definitely Spirited. Number 1, A+.
Yeah. Hopefully he's already watched it by the time he listens to the episode.
Yes.
Yes.
If you haven't seen it already, the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special is spectacular. I laughed out loud a few times. I look forward to seeing your review of A Christmas Story Christmas. I have Caddyshack 2 and Ghostbusters 2 fears about that one, and don't want to sully the original class if it sinks to high heavens. I don't think it sinks to high heavens.
No, I don't either.
But I also don't think Ghostbusters 2 stinks to high heavens either. But anyway, I think you should watch it, Brian. And if you have already seen it by the time you're listening to this, I would love for you to write in feedback to us and let us know what you think. The broadcasters3@gmail.com, or give us a call with your info. 331-276-2373. Let us know what you think when you do watch Christmas Story Christmas. And then Maggie had sent that meme that I read earlier. The second meme said, watch out, ladies, when you visit family over the holidays. There'll be a charming flannel-wearing man. Watch out, ladies, when you visit family over the holidays. There'll be charming flannel-wearing men who never left your hometown who will attempt to swindle you into quitting your high-paying city job and rope you into a boring, traditional, suburban relationship. Stay vigilant. I don't have it in front of me, but there was also a meme that went around the internet a couple of weeks ago that was like, can't wait for the Christmas movies coming up where the high-powered lawyer from the city goes back home and falls in love with a January 6th insurrectionist.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. All right. We have a very quick match, what she said.
Give you one of those.
I didn't stop to think it'd be this crowded.
I got Frank into it. And by it, I mean the Bible.
You tried out pretty quickly.
The worst.
There was 25, I think. I got it down to a couple of them.
This one is kind of long, but it flows.
That's why I kept that one in there.
I enjoy both.
Hashtag said Kayla. I need you to do this yesterday. And then I guess we have an email from Jessica.
Indeed. Jessica writes in Christmas movies. Hello, ladies. Just sending in some feedback for Christmas movies. I've only seen 2 on your list. Muppet Family Christmas is a classic. Watch out for the icy patch. Swedish chef trying to cook Big Bird. Fraggle, Sesame Street, The Muppets in the same movie. I'd love to see how those scenes were created with all of the puppeteers.
Amen.
Guardians of the Galaxy was so much fun. Kevin Bacon really is a national treasure.
Truly. Amanda, you would like this one.
I think, yeah, you sold it. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah. Slight spoiler alert. Finally, I'm 100% satisfied with Infinity War and Endgame. Let me say I love both movies, but I was disappointed that Rocket never stole Bucky's arm. The Christmas special made my dream come true.
I will not spoil this, but yes, this is amazing. This is a very good, very quick call. Yes, good. Thumbs up.
All right. I just watched The Three Wise Men and a Baby. I don't like Hallmark movies, but you guys and my mom recommended it, and I liked it because it was not the typical Hallmark BS. My other favorite Christmas movies are Home Alone 1 and 2. Yes. Mm-hmm. It's a Wonderful Life. Muppet Christmas Carol.
Love It's a Wonderful Life.
And Christmas Vacation.
Also good.
Also
yes, and Christmas movies.
Just goes on, hope you ladies have a wonderful Christmas holiday, and if you do not record before the end of the year, have a wonderful New Year's. Thank you for keeping us all sane the last 12 months. Love you all, Jessica.
Oh, we love you too,
Aww.
Jess.
Yes, yeah. Thank you.
Our next email is from Matt, and he says, Hey, broads, I hope you're having a great holiday season. Unfortunately, I didn't get to most of the assignments, but I do catch some moments from the cheesy Hallmark movies when my mom is watching them. However, there's a few things I can comment on. I also caught the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special and really enjoyed it. I can definitely see adding this to the seasonal rotation, much like old 97s. I don't know what Christmas is, but Christmas time is here. It's already in the heavy rotation on my holiday playlist. It was nice to spend time with these characters again after briefly seeing them in the last 2 Avengers movies, Thor Love and Thunder. Yes, they are in the beginning of Thor Love and Thunder. While I didn't catch any of the Hallmark or Hallmark-esque movies, I caught Reno 911's It's a Wonderful Heist. Oh, I didn't know that. That's a hilarious title. What a great title. I haven't seen the show since the early seasons, but it's still very funny. The film is classic Reno 911 with a series of sketches involving the bumbling Reno Sheriff's Department trying to foil some would-be thieves by throwing a nativity play. Oh, God. That does sound funny. I did catch the Muppet Family Christmas, which is a nice slice of nostalgia, although people looking it up on YouTube may want to be careful to avoid the one that ends like this, and he sends a link. I kind of hope it isn't true, because what a crash back to reality that teaser was. Oh God, I'm afraid to click on this, but the title is a Muppet Christmas Special, and credits December 16, 1987, maybe. So hope you enjoyed your movies and look forward to what you thought. All right, fine, I will click on it. Here we go. I'm very nervous. You're just going to ruin it? All right, 51 seconds. How much can it ruin this for me?
Merry Christmas, everyone! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas, all!
I'm Dr. Timothy Johnson. Later on Nightline, it's a controversy about
I've seen this.
You keep a doomed baby alive so its organs can be used to save the lives of others.
What?
Yeah. I think this is the version I usually watch every year.
Followed by Truman Capote's Emmy-winning classic.
Woo! All right.
Yeah. Good old credit squeezes.
Good old credit squeezes. Thank you, 1980s. All right. Thank you, Matt. I do have to agree again. Guardians of the Galaxy, 2 thumbs up. Maybe we'll check out the Reno 911. It's a Wonderful Heist, just for the name itself. And again to Jessica, It's a Wonderful Life. We watch that every Christmas Day when we're in Raleigh, Jay and I, so I guess every other year. And it truly is a beautiful movie. You know, some of those old movies, I feel like... What?
I've never seen it.
Oh, you should watch it. I feel like some of those old movies don't hold up because they're problematic in some form, or they're just long and boring.
Yeah.
This one is really beautiful.
I've always meant to watch it. It just sort of never happens because there's like so many movies. Like, I think that's the thing with Christmas movies at like this age, that like you've seen so many of them and you love so many of them and you want to rewatch them every year, that it's like you have less and less time to add new movies to the rotation.
Yeah.
I do recommend adding this, and do it without like distraction, because it's truly a beautiful movie.
Okay.
All right, the next email is from Maggie.
All right. Maggie says, podcast recommendation. Hey, Amanda, Shandy, and Colleen. I have a podcast recommendation for you. Emily, oh gosh, Emily, I'm so sorry about what I'm about to do to your last name. Nagoski?
I think it's Nagoski.
Nagoski? Nagoski, who wrote Come As You Are, has a podcast by the same name. It is all about sex, desire, and science behind it. There are 6 episodes so far. She answers a listener's question in each episode. I am listening to an episode about desire, and there's another episode about how to improve orgasms. I am enjoying it, and I thought you would too. I haven't watched many Christmas movies, but I look forward to hearing you talk about them. Bye-bye, Maggie.
Love this, Maggie. Thank you. It's Christmas with a side of orgasm. I will check that podcast out. It sounds fun.
Yeah, it does sound fun.
It does sound fun.
I'm going to check it out when I'm editing this and re-listen to it, because that's when I write everything down. Thank you, Maggie. And then our final email this week is from Andy.
All right. Andy writes, in this holiday season in Andy's virginity. Hey, broads. Great news. I was working last Thursday afternoon, which was technically my Friday thanks to PTO, when I got a call from my boss. She's been talking about filling the other positions as I've told you about and let me know that they decided to raise the entry wage for those jobs. Because of that, I'm getting a raise. I'm getting an over 20% bump in pay.
Holy shit!
Merry early Christmas to me.
Holy fuck,
Indeed.
that's amazing!
That's a huge raise.
That's a huge raise!
Well done.
Oh my
That is
god!
awesome.
Merry Christmas to you, Andy!
That's
You
great.
literally got Christmas caroled by Scrooge. and
That.
you're Bob Cratchit.
Yes.
Holy shit, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Oh, that is awesome. Andy continues, as for why I'm not taking the full week between Christmas and New Year's, the short of it is that there is a thing that needs to be done at the end of the month at my job, and I know while I'm gone, most of my job will not be done in my absence. So this day I'm working is really more damage control. Things have been really good lately, and working one measly day in a week and a half vacation seems okay. Hashtag I'm with hers, Andy. Yeah, I mean, if it can let you enjoy the rest of your vacation more, then yeah,
Yes.
that makes sense. Well,
Yes.
congrats on the huge raise. That's awesome.
Indeed. So good. So it's nice to hear good news, particularly this time of year.
Yes. Yes.
I'm very happy for you, Annie. You deserve some good in your life, and I'm very glad you got this. I'm
Yes.
very glad. Thank you, Andy. And enjoy all of your time off for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. Thank you for the Christmas movie feedback. If you have any other holiday movie feedback that you would like to give us, send us an email to broadcasters3@gmail.com or give us a call 331-276-2373. We hope that you will join us live next week on Zoom, the same Zoom link that we always do. I will put it on Facebook. You can message me for the information if you need it. Again, 9 o'clock Eastern. Same Zoom link as always. Very excited. Last show of the year. Come with your resolutions. Come with your best selves. I think Kayla is going to do more of the Christmas trivia next week.
Oh, good. That was so fun last
very
year. That was
fun
so
last
fun.
year. So
Yes.
So fun.
if you want to play, come play. It'll be really fun. Yeah. And I think that's about it. Does anybody else have anything?
Nada.
All right. Well, again, thanks for listening. Give us any any holiday movie recommendations that you think that we would love to watch before now and the end of the year. Maybe we'll talk about it when we come back or whatever. All right. Well, on that note, another successful holiday movie episode. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. I'm going to go to bed very excited. I'm not going to go to bed for 2 hours because I'm very hyped up right now. I love talking about these movies. It really brings out my extroverted self.
Yeah. It was a good crop this year. It was a really,
Yeah.
it was a really good selection. And surprisingly enjoyable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is always more fun.
Exactly. And I hope next year brings us more Vanessa Hudgens because truly
Yeah.
it
I did
feels
miss-
She was missed.
She was missed.
She was missed.
She was
this
missed,
year.
but Spirited really kind of made up for it. 'Cause
It was
it's
wonderful.
It's nice to have a really good Christmas Christmas movie that also kind of leaves the mold. We all enjoy the mold of the Hallmark, but it's nice to have a really good one that's very different.
Yes.
Oh, give me a movie musical any day, particularly on Christmas Day. Oh, God, I love them.
Exactly. All right. Yes. Will Ferrell, he's 2 for 2 for Christmas movies for me.
I still haven't seen Elf.
You have
Can we
not
just
seen
say
Elf?
now, Will Ferrell
I
and
started
Vanessa
it,
Hudgens,
but-
the king and queen of Christmas movies. Can we?
Yeah.
I feel
I
like
started it once and I don't know why I didn't finish it, but maybe someday.
I think
You sit on a throne of lies.
you smell like cheese.
The best way to bring Christmas cheer is loudly singing for all to hear.
Singing loud for all to hear. The
Thank
best way
you.
to spread
But Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear.
Which is clearly what I live by.
Yeah.
Words I live by.
Son of a nutcracker. It's so quotable. You have to watch it. Shandy, it's really fun. And I don't even mean you have to watch it because you have to. It's just a really fun movie. Yeah.
But I think it also it sort of speaks to Spirited as well. And I think that's also part of an undercurrent of why I enjoyed Spirited so much. Because it was Right. Will Ferrell is like absolutely adorable in like this kind of scenario where he's playing this like hopelessly hopeful
He's just so earnest.
character. Like
He's
so
just
earnest. And like there's lots of Buddy the Elf that kind of like bubbles to the surface in his interpretation of present that was just like really enjoyable to watch, to like sort of revisit a young Will Ferrell and Buddy the Elf.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right. On that note, everybody, thanks again for listening. Thank you to the patrons, especially the ones that contribute a certain level, and that would be Eckhart Ringer, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne the Planet, Ed the Creepy Poopy Head Mailman. Thank you guys so much. We look forward to seeing you hopefully live on Zoom on the 20th, and if not, we will see you again in January. Check out our broadcast bonus show that is on the bonus feed if you're at that $5 or more level, and merry everything.
Yeah, they all like sync up this year.
Yeah.
It's like Christmas, Hanukkah, and Kwanzaa. They're like they all intersect this year.
Their
So
cycles have synced up.
their cycles have synced. It's bound to happen at some
That's
point.
kind of a nice it's apropos of the very end, but I think that's a fun episode title.
What, the cycles have sunk?
Holiday synced cycles.
We can workshop it.
We'll work on it. It's funny is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's funny.
You just got cycle synced, bitch. That doesn't work. I don't know. We'll figure it out. All right, on that note, everybody, my name is Colleen.
My name is Amanda.
And I'm Shandy.
Peace out, everybody. And we officially have enough time now that I'm going to go finish the end of that
Yes.
Your Christmas or Mine movie. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.